something.
Good's about the best I can give you.
That's all right. That'll do.
One of those weeks.
Good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Today's.
You ready for this?
Yep, sure am.
Okay, we'll see you later.
I would like to call this regular board meeting to order. Would you join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nothing in the basket? All right. Moving on to the agenda, yes, the agenda approval. Could I get a motion for that?
So moved.
Second? Right. Any discussion on the agenda? All those in favor, please use your regular voting sign. Motion carried. All right, now we are moving on to the consent agenda. Is there anything that anybody would like to add to the consent agenda?
I'd like to add action items B, D, E, and F, unless there is an objection. I thought there was a recommendation.
Oh, my
Is
bad.
recommended, yes.
I was looking at the spreadsheet.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor, please use your regular voting sign. Motion carried. Now we are moving on to the agenda. Dr. Curry?
Well, on the General Journal,
Point of order, Dan. Jess, do we need to vote? I know we moved those things to consent. Do we gotta approve?
Oh,
their
yes,
consent?
sorry, one more vote
Yeah.
to approve the consent
We
agenda.
just moved those.
Sorry,
Okay.
on there.
Oh, yes, you are
I
correct.
don't want us to.
You are correct.
not-
Now we need a motion on approving the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor, please use your regular voting sign. Motion carried. Now you can go.
all right. So if you look on here, again, things I look at is the receipts, expenses, and the comparisons with last year's, and down at the bottom, fund balances from previous years. If you look where we were up over $250,000 in receipts, a lot of that had to do with our formula money was up. Last year at this time, our formula money, we just over $1 million, and we were at 1.1 this time with our formula money. Along with that, part of that was transportation. The legislature fully funded transportation this year. Last year, we got $18,000 in transportation money in this month, and we got $25,000 this month, this year. We didn't have any title last year, and we had $55,000 worth of title money come in. So that's a good sign for us. Spent just a little more money, but out of that money we spent was our last. I think it was our last payment to Waldingers for the doing the gas pipeline at the high school. That was a bid. So if you look down at the very bottom, the fund balances from year to year. Last month we were separated between the year before and the current year by about 22, and then we're separated by 24. So we gained a little bit on that, but that's going to be going down here as we start paying for start putting in the items for with Verigy. And I've asked Mr. Hanson also to claim our ESSER 3 money. So that's about 1.6-ish, give or take a little bit. So I don't know if that'll show up on next month, but it'll be the following month. So that's going to be a big influx into and that will end up showing in Fund 1, but it'll be moved to Fund 4 so we can do some of that action. So.
All right. Could I get a motion to approve the General Journal, please?
So moved.
Second.
Ooh, Trina, let's get in there.
Any discussion on the General Journal? All those in favor, please use your regular voting sign. Motion carried. Now we are moving on to item C, building tour.
Dad, last month you had mentioned that you had a vision for what you wanted to go with in terms of building tours. Did you have a recommendation that you want us to be
Oh,
under?
I just liked it when we went every month to one of the different schools.
So just treat one school per night as a work session, whether we need the work session or not necessarily?
Well, I'm open to discuss that, you know, but I liked when we went to every school.
Okay.
But I understand when there's nothing to do, you know, and I hate that we skipped one school
Yeah.
and if we pick up all the rest, I don't know, was there an extra month or two?
Yeah.
But I understand if there's nothing for us to say,
Okay.
maybe we could just, someone else's opinion.
I'm all for being, I think, yes, we do need to go see the schools. I really don't want to make an extra burden on our teachers to say, oh, hey, you got to have something out. That was great that they did. I truly appreciated, as I told a couple teachers walking in, the kindergarten lesson that I observed, I used in my juniors, and it worked out really well today. So
Bragger.
I needed that intervention.
That's great.
The more cost-effective use of the group's time, I think, is my big thing I want. So my recommendation is this: since we haven't, we allow Fan and Jess to come up with a schedule for us to tour the buildings as a work session. But if there is no agenda item, we may try to hit 2 buildings in one night, just so that we're still getting out there, we're still seeing these buildings during the school year, because that's my big thing. Seeing it during the summer is seeing a shell. Okay, it's not seeing the kids, it's not seeing what the daily life of it is. But then that way we can still get out to the buildings, try to hit maybe more than one night. But if we have some agenda items, then we can still stop, sit down, and take care of business.
That's fine with me.
Okay. So there's my motion.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Second.
Any other discussion on that?
Jess, I assume that's good with you.
Yes, let me make sure I have this all down here.
Okay.
Yes, yep. Yep. Good.
Call for a vote.
All those in favor, please use your regular voting sign. Motion carried. Well, that was simple.
Here,
Were you
effective.
expecting,
Yes, moving on to discussion items. Grant applications.
I think
Anybody
there's,
have anything on the grant
We had
application?
2.
Yeah.
yeah,
And they looked like they were,
Yep, yep, neither one of them
Pretty simple.
required district funds.
That's awesome.
yep.
So, yep, they are just coming before you so that you can see them.
Congratulations on the grant.
yeah.
okay, so now, since we made this decision a few minutes ago, do we need to have a work session on Monday?
I do not have anything pressing to put before you guys unless you have something.
And the stuff from Verigy really starts off in November, the very first part of November, so we won't have anything. They have some things that they're gonna get us to us before that, but it won't be
Yeah.
before that work session.
So, that being said, if you guys do want to deal up a couple of buildings that night, I have no problem with it, but I will not be there because Alex has a football game, so.
Of course. I say let's try to get a couple buildings, at least 2 buildings in that night, because in November we'll need to do a building.
Actually have a meeting,
and
yes.
dive into it.
Yeah.
So on Monday, October 17th, you want to hit 2 buildings?
I think that would be ideal.
Okay. So the one originally scheduled for that night is Amazonia, and the other one that we missed is Helena, which are the 2 farthest
That's a little
apart.
tough.
Do you want to hit those 2 that same night?
No.
I say Minnie Klein or the middle school or John Glenn can have a thumb war or something of some kind.
Okay.
And whatever works best in your all schedules.
Okay.
And we then get those that are closest.
So is it okay with you guys if we discuss that at the next admin meeting? Nope,
That's
we're not
Monday,
gonna have
so-
an admin meeting before
No.
Monday. Never mind. But I can reach out to everybody tomorrow and get back to you guys. Is that okay?
And then just let us
Do
know.
we want to meet at Amazonia at a certain time and then,
Yeah.
Go
I
from
think that's
there.
the-
Mhm.
I think that's right.
okay,
What time are we going? Dan?
Usually 6:30 is what time we start a work session.
That's fine by me.
If you're doing two, I'd think maybe earlier would be better.
You're good too? Okay.
6.
Six?
I
Can everybody do
think
6
works.
Monday
Mhm,
night?
I can do 6.
Okay. Okay, not off the hook, Ellie, sorry. Okay, I will let you know what other building we'll go to afterwards.
And if we want to just go to one, Joe,
Mhm.
if we just want to go to one since Amazonia is so far out,
Yeah,
and then maybe try to pick up 2 when we're closer to,
yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
And that's why I think have Jess talk to our admin to make it work in their schedules too, and
Yeah.
we're flexible. But I do think with the November one, we're gonna be needed to have a long time, so let's hit one of our smaller buildings and then have the ability to dive into that.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't know that I would rather have the VERG meeting here to where that's all we're doing, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
I
be,
Sure, it'll be a big
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just to where there's nothing else to be, because it might be really simple, but it might not be either.
Yeah.
And I would rather not have to have, a tour illuminating while we're trying to get that done.
Exactly. And that's the intent of the motion that we just passed, that
Yep.
Jess and Dan can work with our leaders to make our schedule work. Because as long as we know where we're going, we can be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so I believe that Amazonia has a live presentation for us.
All right.
So last year, you guys, I came to you about the exact same time, and at admin meetings, they had charged us with a plan to come up with to get our test scores up, and so we had just done a training on Exact Path, and as I told you guys last year, we decided to run with the Exact Path prescriptions in Amazonia. It just made the most sense with also the whole try to keep the teachers' plates balanced and not add extra things, and coming off of COVID with all of the lost instruction, we had kids with holes all over the place, so that would have been a hard task during MTSS for teachers to plan for all the different levels and lessons needed. So we went with Exact Path, and we did that to Fidelity from October to the end of the year last year. And we brought our MAP scores up in 6 of the 7 testable areas last year. So our plan had worked. So
Good.
we're keeping with that plan for this year and hoping that it will continue growth for our school, adding a few more things, like we're looking back at attendance and stuff now that we're kind of out of the COVID protocols. So that has been exciting for us. We're also navigating the new, because of course everything can't be exactly the same with technology. So we're navigating kind of the new ins and outs of Exact Path and everything and trying to make it work. So it couldn't roll out exactly like it did last year, but we're getting pretty close. So we started those about a month earlier, because as soon as the kids took the STAR test, which populates their path and Exact Path, we got going. We knew what we were doing. We knew we had the plan. So we did get some earlier instruction on that this year. So hopefully that will pay off for us in the spring as well. So that was a great thing. We started a new program in Amazonia this year, and that we have life skills, the elementary life skills program for the district there. We started with 6 children. 1 moved out of our district, so we're down to 5 right now. So they had to learn our school, build a community, all the things at the beginning of the year. So we allowed time for that, and now we're up and running. So they have part of their day that is very academic driven, and then part of their day that's very life skills driven, where they learn skills that they will be used throughout their entire life to help them. So that has been very fun to get to have them, and if you're ever needing some uplifting, come on out to the building, because that's a fun room to be in too. Also, our parents, we have them back in the building with the work schedules and everything of the parents. For the majority of my kids, it's a struggle for them to come during the school day, a lot of them to volunteer. We have had a few come into the classrooms, read to the students, those kind of things. just because they might have gotten a day off of work during the week or something, that it worked out that they could come in. So we're still pushing parents, so we're trying something new for Halloween. So on the 28th, we'll see if that works. And kind of like you sell booths, I have rented out spots on our hall floor. So for our costume parade, parents have signed up for the spots to create a booth or to dress up themselves in school appropriate things, and our kids are gonna trick or treat them as they do their school parade.
That's great.
Yeah, so we've had about 6 so far sign up for that, so they have still till the end of next week, so maybe we'll get a few more. We didn't want barriers either, so we did offer to provide candy because we didn't want a parent to not participate just because they couldn't provide candy for all our students. So we did take care of that just in case that was an issue, to try to remove that barrier to them. So I have a short movie about life skills, and then after that I'll answer any questions that you might have for me.
Very nice.
So I'll take any questions. We are out of our boil order. If you've known, we've been under one for a week, so we got out this evening, so that's good news.
Last year, we had talked about the needs of getting a accessible pathway to the playground. How's that going?
So that is at a stalemate pretty much. I just talked about this with Dr. Curry and admin at our last admin meeting. I'm having a pretty hard time getting even bids on it. If you've been, which you have, to Amazonia, you know the hill that is our monster that we're trying to tackle. And to be ADA compliant, you can only go rise over runs over so many feet. I won't bore you with all that, but so we have to do like 3 switchbacks.
At least, yeah.
At least, and it has to be the side of the hill, which is okay, so that, but we'd have to have a path coming out of like my side door by the dumpster to go up, because it has to be the side of the hill, because that's the least steep part of the hill to get up. So, we had a couple people came out and they were like, can you please put a playground somewhere else, is kind of their solution. I don't think they realize how expensive playgrounds are either. So I did have the foundation money, and I was willing to spend all the foundation money to do it. But I asked Jason to help me. He had some people come out and look at it, and we haven't gotten a bid from them either. So it's been a daunting task, I think, but yet not quite big enough for the big companies to want to slate us on their schedule. So I can use any help anyone can offer me there to get somebody to come out and do that.
Dr. Curry, other than making the issue known and awareness, is there anything we as a board can do to help you guys in this process?
I don't think so.
We'll talk to some people. Hi, Marcia, how you doing?
We haven't put it in the newspaper in a while. We can try again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been, gosh,
I
been a
know
while.
we started last year before this meeting, so.
Yeah, we can try
It's been
again,
a while,
see if
yeah.
that helps.
How was your reception to parents coming back into the building? Are they excited?
So they are excited. The ones, so we sent out at the beginning of the year a volunteer form. So how would you like to help kind of thing? So we could build a database for the teachers and say, these are all the parents that want to be room parents, these are all the parents that want to. So we have had a tremendous outpouring for parties. So, I mean, if you're around on the 28th of October, it's gonna be a fun day in Amazonia. So, we've had a lot of people wanna do that. People wanna bring lunch, like times that they can get away from work and things and sneak in. So, we do have a handful of stay-at-home moms and things that are excited, and they're kind of spearheading some of the PTO stuff and things like that. So I think once we get more and get our title, we have our programs back up and running for this year, full, you don't have to leave if it's not your kid's class participating or anything like that. So I think as we kind of get the ball rolling and parents get in more and more and see that, because they are all excited, even just to come into the office to like check their kids out. They've been excited, like, hey, and it's like, yes, you can see us now. So that has been nice for sure. And just letting the kids, like we have reading club after school on Thursdays, and just letting big kids read to little kids and being able to even mix our kids has been so nice to see. So definitely has been a relief, and even the teachers seem so much like a weight has been lifted. They seem happy in the hallway. They're not like, ugh, gotta spray down the tables every 30 seconds. Like, I just feel that they are even back to how teachers were before. Happy to be in the building, happy to be able to do all the things. So it's been fun, and I'm trying to be fun sometimes. So that's why we are doing our Day of Fun on the 28th. So we're gonna do that, and we are having some slushies, and we're living it up on that day. So be ready.
Yeah, awesome.
Good job.
Any other questions? All right, I'll let you
Thank
get
you.
to it. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Okay. Informational items, we covered the tentative work session, the MSB annual conference, November 3rd through the 5th. It's getting close.
Jess, will you resend out everybody's, when we're checking in, checking out, so.
I
we know.
will, yes.
I went to a board of directors meeting for MSBA last week, and the conference looks to be fantastic. And they are providing a box lunch for us on Friday for lunch.
One of the days, yeah.
Yeah, so it looks really good.
Good.
Great lineup of speakers, including Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yes, yes. Jackie Turner Kersey, yeah.
Too bad you won't be there, Rick.
I know.
You're right.
Okay, so the
Coming in
next
spirit.
regular meeting is Thursday, November 10th. Staff holiday gift giveaway, Friday, November 18th, from 3:30 to 5 p.m. at the high school.
Will there be a turkey and a pig in costume?
Yes, there will be.
There will be.
Okay.
There will be, and I would encourage any of you who are available to come help. It's a lot of fun.
It is lots of fun.
I did forget something on the list. I didn't forget, it just didn't get finalized until today, but every year the board pays for the staff to have a big lunch. And our wonderful food service staff prepare a Thanksgiving meal. And so that was scheduled this morning. That is going to be November 9th. Traditionally, the board will go to that. So if you can attend or can't, either way, let me know so we can make sure we get the head count right for the kitchen staff. And we will eat at the middle school at 11:30.
She sent us an email this morning. Somebody sent us.
Oh, good,
Yep.
good. That's from Carrie, our new food service manager. So,
Wonderful.
yeah, you can RSVP to her too if you want. Either way. Okay.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, hold on.
All those in favor?
Yep.
Motion carried. Thank you very much.
Good job, Ben.
Well, see you later. Yeah.